Hi, my name is Sherry Sanders and I'm a county agent in White County as a part of the University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture. And this is Agriculture. This series is meant to promote and celebrate women working in the field of agriculture in the state. This month's feature is my friend Robin Harlow. She is Director of Sales at Tyson Foods and she's co-owner of Harlow Club Lambs. They make their home in Prairie Grove, Arkansas, and this is her story.
So the fun part, we talked about how I met Brad at Oklahoma State, and he proposed a year in of meeting and decided to get married. And from that point, it was, where are we gonna go to work? And so what was funny, he walks in one day with a map with a circle around Stillwater because he knew that I lived there and helped Mom with her store, and said, I want a job within this many hours of Stillwater because until we're married, I want you to feel comfortable doing what you're doing. And lo and behold, within this circle is Springdale, Arkansas. And from Springdale, Arkansas led us down a path of Tyson Foods, with Brad interviewing for Tyson Foods out of the gate. So it's been an interesting journey. We have lived in places when we first got married where he worked nights and I worked days because I worked at the Girl Scouts just to have a job while he worked at one of our poultry plants. And then it evolved to working on one of all the Tyson hog farms back when we had hog farms all over northwest Arkansas. And I giggled one night when we were driving out to one of the farms, and I laughed at him and I said, you do realize that you just couldn't take any girl from the city and plug her into this environment, right? And we still laugh about it because it's weekends, it's nights, it's just like any other animal on a farm. It could be 0 degrees, it can be snowing, it could be power out, and they still have to eat and they still have to have water, regardless of whether it's a big company raising them or an individual. So we brought our work ethic to that as a young, married family, and it was phenomenal. So after living in northwest Arkansas for a couple of years, I was fortunate enough to get my foot in the door at Tyson. And I just celebrated my 30-year review, right? And so when we think about those 30 years, it has been phenomenal. We have seen just tremendous growth within our organization. And the one thing that I've truly learned is how do you deal with radical change, right? Because you've got to evolve, you've got to change as conditions continue to evolve. And that's the one big thing that's really taught me. I've been fortunate right now to lead a team that calls on the biggest commercial chain and industrial customers in the United States. I have a team of 6 and we travel all over the country. And the cool thing about what we do is we relate to the foundation of what I learned with my dad and my mom on what were those imperatives, because we're telling that story today on what we do with our animals and how we deal with producers and how we deal with farmers that bring those animals to life, because ultimately they're the ones who are doing that for Tyson Foods, right? And that is such a fun story to be able to tell over and over again, and it never gets old.